Google finally did it. They built a profile of what an iPhone user wants. Performance, battery life, a great camera, and MagSafe. And they've delivered all of that with the Pixel 10 Pro and Pixel 10 Pro XL. They even nailed the pricing. The small one starts at $1,000 US. Apple users have lots of money, right? That's part of the profile. Let's start with an unboxing. And I hear you, Linus, that's 2 boxings. You can't call it an unboxing, but I kinda can, because very rarely do we have 2 devices that are as similar as the Pixel 10 Pro and the Pixel 10 Pro XL. Everything from the Tensor G5 processor, which is all new for this family of 10th generation Pixels, down to the cameras is basically the same. Obviously, the screens are not quite the same. We're talking 6.8 versus 6.3 inches with a slightly larger battery in the XL in order to accommodate that extra screen real estate, but that is about it. Included in both of them, you'll find a USB 2 cable that supports up to 45-watt charging. Google claims it can reach up to about a 70% charge in just about 30 minutes, which is pretty freaking cool, but that's all you get for accessories. You'll have to buy your own charging brick that's capable of that. Speaking of things you'll have to buy, if you're into wireless charging, you're gonna want to buy a Qi 2 charging stand. Check this out. This is the Pixel Snap Charger. That's right, Qi 2 support, baby, which means up to 15 watts of charging on both of these devices and on the regular 10, and took a couple attempts on the larger phone. It's a little easier to align on the smaller one. Magnetic alignment, which on the phones themselves, when I was checking this out on the Pixel 10, seems to use about the same strength of magnet as MagSafe, even though the Pixel Snap case isn't necessarily quite as strong as some other cases might be. Either way, if this was the thing that was keeping you on the iPhone, no more excuses. Come try this side. The water's warm. And there's lots to like about the Pixel 10 family in general. Google now offers 7 years of software updates, starting with Android 16 out of the box, and they're shipping the entire Pixel 10 family with their new, massively AI-boosted Tensor G5 processor with 16 gigs of RAM and up to a terabyte of storage on the Pro line. I'm gonna hand off to the labs to talk performance.
Thanks, Linus. John Labs here. And though Google boasts about their improved AI performance, when it comes to the Pixel 10 Pro's CPU and GPU performance, things don't seem to be all that impressive, with around a 17% increase in single-core performance and around a 36% increase in multi-core performance compared to the Pixel 9 Pro XL. But it was only able to hit 93% of the GPU benchmark results. Though you may be thinking, that doesn't sound too bad. When you look at the competition, the Pixel significantly falls behind in benchmarks compared to the Galaxy S25 Edge, with both the 10 Pro and 10 Pro XL getting around 88% of the single-core performance, 67% of the multi-core performance, and just 55% of the GPU performance. Yeesh. In our stress test, the story is pretty much the same, with minor gains over the Pixel 9 series and only 50% of the S25 Edge's max output in its standard performance mode. When it comes to battery life, things are equally as disappointing, with the 10 Pro lasting 17 hours and 11 minutes and the 10 Pro XL lasting 18 hours and 3 minutes, which falls behind the last gen's results of around 19 hours for the Pixel 9 and 18 hours and 45 minutes for the 9 Pro XL. For comparison, Samsung's ultra-thin S25 Edge was able to last around 20 hours and 27 minutes in our tests. Back to you, Linus.
Thanks, guys. Now let's take a closer look at the outside. Unlike the Pixel 10, which Google advertises as using recycled aluminum, the Pixel 10 Pro has a polished frame that, okay, they copied Apple, they didn't copy Apple, whatever. It looks and feels extremely premium, along with, what are they calling this? Like a silky smooth glass finish on the back? It manages to feel silky, but not too smooth. It's actually not that slippery. I really quite like it. The front uses Gorilla Glass Victus 2, so this should be an extremely durable phone, just like the regular 10, but shinier. On the bottom, we've got a USB 3-speed Type-C port along with our microphone and speaker grills. On this side, we got a whole heck of a lot of nothing. On the top, SIM tray, at least if you're in a territory that has them, as well as a noise-canceling microphone. There's a total of 3 on the outside of the device. And then finally on the other side, we've got our volume rocker as well as our lock button. On the back, okay, I guess, you know what? Let's get to the cameras in a sec. First, we've got our dedicated flash, and that's right, guys, thank goodness it's back. Our temperature sensor. Wow, both sizes get it. Not the 10 though. Those Pixel 10 plebs, they're missing out big. Actually, that's one of the, I don't know if I'd call it a controversy, but it's certainly one of the things people are talking about with the Pixel 10 lineup is that there doesn't really seem to be much of a difference, at least for the non-XL, between the Pixel 10 Pro and the Pixel 10. You got the temperature sensor, ever so slightly increased brightness on the Pro, up to 3,300 nits peak, and then I think they say HDR up to 2,200 nits. We'll have more detailed testing for that for you guys later. But other than that, it basically comes down to the cameras. You'll still get 3 cameras on the regular 10, but what you won't get is a 50 megapixel main shooter that has, according to Google, dramatically improved image stabilization while shooting video. And this is somewhere that the entire Android ecosystem really does have a lot of ground to make up compared to Apple. You'll also get dramatically improved resolution on both your ultra wide, which is now 48 megapixels, as well as your telephoto, which is also 48 megapixels, allowing up to 100 times zoom with software image enhancements on it. They're even boasting 8K video recording, which quite frankly, I don't think anybody needs to do on a phone, but I can't speak for everybody. If you need your 8K video phone recording, all right, I get it. Maybe you could use it to record this segue to our sponsor, dbrand.
All right, Linus, let's go outside.
We're going outside.
We're going outside, we got another gift for you.
We're gonna take this outside, dbrand. Oh, we're going. You know what? This is much better. Sorry, I'm just, I'm
distracted.
making a video. What do you mean distracted? I'm making a video about a phone. dbrand, you're not more important. Are we gonna acknowledge at all that I've been driving my car for the last couple of days?
No, we're not gonna acknowledge that at all.
Dude, dbrand, they f***ed this up.
Yeah.
They're trying to troll me with like, I don't know, like a troll rap or something. It looks
Troll rap.
f***ing awesome.
I've already seen it too. It does look incredible, actually. This is the best one yet, for sure.
There she is, baby. Woo! Wow. Resale white, except what's that? Oh my God, look at it go. You get that glimmer. Is that cool or what? I freaking love it. I know I'm supposed to be like, oh, dbrand, you guys ruined my car again. Dude, look at this. It is legitimately very similar to my stock color. But my stock color doesn't do this. Like, damn! Anyway, go to shortlinus.com and buy ShortCircuit instead of this, because I get a commission if you buy ShortCircuit, but I don't get any extra commission if you buy white Damascus like what's on my car. So it's the best of both worlds. I get the white Damascus on my car, and then I get a commission because you buy ShortCircuit. Shortlinus.com. I'm gonna put aside the regular 10 Pro and I'm gonna focus on the XL because from a dimensional standpoint, the 10 and the 10 Pro are identical to the point where they just even fit in the same cases. Let's go ahead and fire up the camera and see just how good it is. Oh, look at that, camera shortcuts. Yeah, we can do that. Oh, we can update the camera. All right. Well, we'll look at the camera in a moment. How does Google still not enable the back button on the right for 3-button navigation? That drives me absolutely insane. Ooh, Motion Pro, which captures a few seconds of video like on an iPhone, top shot and auto best take, so it'll take a few shots when you got a big group, pretty handy. 100x Pro Res Zoom. There's no way they didn't know what they were doing calling it ProRes. AI imaging models for enhanced quality. Well, why don't we start without the AI imaging models and let's just see how good this camera is. It's one of the cleaner shots I've had. What's interesting though, is like, it is doing a lot of processing. Like it's doing a good job of it. You are surprisingly not that noisy and you almost look too good. See how it looks like you're just kind of photoshopped in there? What? No, I don't mean that. I just mean you look like you're on a green screen. Like behind you, it's all dark. Like look how bright that looks. That wasn't even at 50 megapixels. Now hold on just a gosh darn second here. Let's turn things up a little bit, shall we? You still look like you're photoshopped in there. That is so weird. This is outstanding though. This is one of the best zooms that I've ever had of this. There's a ton of detail in there. And the dynamic range is still excellent. Like you can see every fold in this white bounce here, and even the light. Overprocessing, no doubt, but when it comes to resolution and dynamic range, they're clearly doing a great job. Here, okay, this is a great example of how you can see things are kind of over boosted. See how pink that pink is? That's what it's supposed to look like. Whoopsie doodles. You know what is also possible though? The screen might be shipping in a vibrant display mode, which drives me crazy when they... Okay, natural. That definitely helps. Immediately closer to the actual color. So let me have a look at Reese again here. Nope. He still looks like he's photoshopped in there. All right, let's have a look at the ultra wide. I'll take an ultra wide picture, why not, right? Okay, this is how dark the place he's sitting is. So the ultra wide gets it. And then this one's like, boom. Let's try the telephoto. Whoa, that stabilization though. See, I didn't know you had this. I thought you were more about the fancy shoes. You're about the knowledge. The knowledge. You're Reese. Do you forget whose laptop that is, or? Let's try the 100x zoom. Or do I have to download the model? Model download, here we go. Here we go, ProRes zoom, let's get it. Oh wait, I uninstalled it, damn it. Oh, it's a gig. Oh. Okay, our ProRes zoom is done. I can make out the phone number to contact our like fire sign management company almost. Like if I needed to know that phone number, you realize I'm a short guy, right? 42 million pixels. 42 million. Like you could probably see every last bit of food stuck in my braces. Nobody wants that. I think they should market a lower resolution front-facing camera. Why are you doing all this processing, you know? To make us look younger? You could just give us like a potato 0.3 megapixel like we had on our old camera phones, our old flip phones. Then we'd look young. Anyway, nice selfie camera, Google, good job. Ooh, we can use macro for that. Wow, you really can't tell there's so many little shirt fibers on there until you take a macro shot of it. Let's listen to the speaker, shall we? It's okay, it's just okay. Not the best that I've heard, far from the worst that I've ever heard. It's okay. As for the HDR viewing experience, much like pretty much any modern phone, it's probably gonna be one of, if not the best displays in your house. But the labs hasn't finished their testing yet, so I'm gonna hand off to them to talk in more detail about how the display looks.
John Labs here again, and luckily I'm back with better news. The Pixel 10 Pro and 10 Pro XL both surpassed their advertised screen brightness claims, with us measuring a peak luminance of 3,378 nits for the Pixel 10 Pro and 3,344 nits for the Pro XL. This is considerably brighter than the last gen Pixel phones, with the 10 Pro series measuring 10% brighter than the Pixel 9 Pro XL in SDR and 15% brighter in HDR. Back to you, Linus.
Now it's time for the big fat elephant in the room. One of Google's main focuses marketing the Pixel 10 family was the Tensor G5 processor, specifically its neural processing. It's enabling, I gotta admit, some pretty exciting on-device AI features that, unfortunately, in an unboxing in Canada, I don't have a ton of ways to demo for you guys. We tried to show the live phone call translation that's supported in a handful of languages in our Pixel 10 unboxing, and we weren't able to get it working, so your mileage may vary with that. And as for Magic Queue, which is supposed to kind of monitor what you're doing and then provide helpful suggestions like, oh, hey, your friend wants to know where you're meeting for dinner. Why don't you just send them where you're going for dinner, because I know all that stuff. Legitimately, kinda neat, and I'm a lot more comfortable with it knowing that it's running locally. The thing I don't know is that Google, a marketing company, is not, you know, packaging all of that monitoring and kind of creating a profile of me, but we'll let the courts decide how all that's gonna work, I suppose. As for Gemini features, there's a new Gemini widget right on the home screen, and there's a couple of things I didn't try in the Pixel 10 video, so why don't we try out Live, which supposedly allows you to just interact with Gemini naturally as Gemini sees what you see. Hey, can you tell me where to get this watch?
That's a Garmin Instinct 2 Solar. You can usually find them at major electronics retailers, sporting goods stores, or online through Garmin's website or Amazon.
Huh.
Are you looking for a specific color or style?
I'm looking for you to give me the right answer because Garmin does not make this smartwatch.
You're totally right, my bad. That's the Coral's Verdicts 2. You can find it on their website, and it's also sold at some major online retailers. Should I find you a link?
You could try, but if you find a link for the Verdicts 2, you're gonna have the wrong smartwatch. That is not what this is.
Ah, my mistake. This is actually the Huawei Watch GT3 Pro. It looks like you can buy it directly from Huawei's website or from major online retailers. Do you want me to find you a link?
At this point, I think you're just guessing because that's not what it is either.
I see it's the OnePlus Watch 2.
It's actually the 2R.
It's available on their website and through major online retailers. Do you want me to find a link for you?
Is there a reason it took you so long to tell me the correct model of watch? That's 4 guesses. How am I supposed to believe a word you say?
I understand your frustration. I apologize for the multiple incorrect guesses. I am still under development and learning to identify objects more accurately. I'm glad we finally got it right.
It's actually the 2R, so you're basically useless, but thank you.
So it's the 2R, got it. Are you looking to buy one?
Dude, I'm pointing this at my own wrist. I already have one. Pretty responsive though. Yeah, you gotta give it credit for that. This is 2.5 flash though, so am I able to change it to Pro? I'm not on my corporate account that has Gemini Pro, so. Gemini could also help you frame your photos to take better photos. So that's a feature that they advertise. If it works as well as the live feature does, then I don't know, your mileage may vary. And apparently you can ask Gemini to perform actions across apps. Can you fire up Crab Rave for me in YouTube and turn my volume up to max?
Playing Crab Rave on YouTube. I've also turned your volume up to the maximum level. Here is the link to the video. Link to YouTube.
Okay, 1 click. And it is at max volume. You know what? That's something. I didn't know if it would be able to do that. It's something I thought I might want to do. Well, good try, Gemini. Keep improving. Realistically, at least you're 1 step better than Apple, who's still struggling to launch Apple Intelligence. So, you're launched. And it'll only cost you $1,200 US for the XL and $1,000 US for the non-XL, which I think really has raised some very reasonable questions from people of, well, why wouldn't I just get the regular 10? Because that does seem to be the best bang for the buck out of this family, starting at more like $800. It's just no question looking at all 3 of these that, boy, have phones ever gotten very, very expensive, which is why I'm rocking the 9A. Look at this, no camera bump. Isn't that cool? It's like going back in time, but in like a good way. Subscribe to ShortCircuit.